Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamescast, episode 345. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Zaniti.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Boom.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Headshot.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners and viewers, to episode 345. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of news. We got a spoiler cast coming up. If you haven't seen Guardians, you can tune into that coming up soon. We got our movie cast, so make sure you tune into that. But this is the Gamescast, so we are going to kick it off with something we all love to talk about so very much, the NPDs.
All those NPDs.
Yeah. Man, so Switch was your number one console last month with 280,000 units sold. That was for the month of April, obviously. Very good showing, very, very obviously supply constraint, like very, very supply constraint. But I think that, and we talked about this, Tony, when you sent those numbers, I think a lot of that, like you said, had to do with them taking inventory out of the boats to the planes. It shifted where it was supposed to have inventory in April to March. So,
yeah. I mean, because they said months ago, when we were still in the pre-launch phase, like 2 million units first month. And it's like, well, I even said on this podcast, I'm like, that is not a lot of units. You take the three major territories, which are Japan, Europe, and United States of America. That's less than 1 million each. That math does not work out.
Yeah.
And they wound up shipping, I think, 2.4 or something like that million. So that's 400,000 units, and that didn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it shifted.
It had to come from somewhere.
They turned those NES classics and made them Nintendo Switches.
Oh, is that why they're so hard to find?
I heard blank again. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I've completely tuned out whatever you're talking about. I don't know what it is, but these mythical beasts, I don't believe in. Yeah.
Speaking of mythical beasts, the interesting part of this NPD
the
was
number two selling console is a unicorn. I can't believe this. I'm going to report it as a fucking unicorn because that's what it is. How is that number 2 for the month of goddamn April?
I don't know what you're talking about, Jim.
We are back to 1985, folks. The NES Classic at number 2. That's amazing. It's amazing.
I just don't understand it based on numbers and never seeing it. I have never once saw that in a store.
Just once. I don't even care if I'm not buying it. If somebody is buying it when I'm there, that's all I want. That's all I want. Because I have not even seen it.
It does exist.
Yeah. That's the moment that I want to have. And it's never going to happen, unfortunately. So.
No.
That's unfortunately a discontinued unit, and it was number 2 for the month. But yeah, clearly doesn't make sense to continue making those, Nintendo. It just doesn't make sense.
Well,
no.
We already know why.
I'm not bitter or anything about it.
PC, baby.
Unbelievable.
Gotta get ready for the SNES.
Yes, and that's fine, because like you said, Tony, before, I think that's more of for us gamers hitting our stride at our age. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the more memorable games that I had anyways, but I don't know. There was something about having that little tiny NES Classic box and stuff. I think that would have been kind of...
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely cool.
It's more of a collectible for us.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. What other NPD stuff do we have? The number 1 game for the month. I didn't open this yet. Maybe I should do this. What was the number 1 game? Click the link!
Wildlands? Oh.
Wildlands is number 1 for the year. That's amazing that was the year. Because, how has anybody ever seen anybody play that? Yeah, it was Mario Kart.
It's gotta be.
It was
Mario Kart, Persona, Legend of Zelda, MLB The Show, there's Wildlands, Grand Theft Auto 5, Andromeda.
The first 4 console exclusives, by the way.
It's fantastic. Like, that's cool. Like, they're very, very good games. My only question for you guys, actually, and we're on this now, Mario Kart. Corey, have you played it?
Yeah.
Is it, like, enticing to play it? Because everything's unlocked when you get it, right? So, like, that's for me...
It's Mario Kart. If you want to play Mario Kart, you get to play Mario Kart.
Okay. Like, I don't know, like, I like unlocking
for
things,
progression
though.
purposes.
I like unlocking
There's
things,
no progression.
I'm going to play it, but...
Well, you still unlock stuff. Like, that's not true. You don't have to unlock the courses, but you unlock the cart pieces.
Parts. Right. Wheels.
But I'd like to unlock some characters, too. I think it'd be awesome to, like, I won that character.
Well, I mean, it's kind of... When has that ever been a factor in any Mario Kart game?
It was like that.
I mean, when you play
don't know. You're
solo,
right, you're
it is a factor, I think. But when you're playing with friends, you just want to play with every character.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I'm
think
gonna
there's
play a lot of
difference.
this solo for now. I mean, I'm not gonna play you guys at all. So
Why not? Scared?
yeah, pretty much. I haven't played Mario Kart since the 3DS. The DS Mario Kart out in probably Katsucon with you guys. That's probably the last time I played it.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
You didn't get 7?
Maybe I played that with you guys actually over
I think
PAX.
you did.
We
Yeah.
played that a lot.
Yeah,
at
at that
PAX is the
restaurant
one
in
I
PAX
remember.
we played it. Yep.
Yeah.
At the restaurant in the hotel in the Westin. Yeah.
But so Mario Kart 8 Deluxe wound up selling 460,000 physical units, and then an additional 90,000 digital. So 550,000 units in 2 days. It was only tracked for 2 days for this month. So
Yeah.
Nope.
Good job.
What did
hunger
Black
is
Ops
real.
come in at?
What?
What?
What did Black Ops come in at?
oh, we're skipping all the way down to number
10.
10.
Do we really? Does it really matter what's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Well, there's a game on there that I will not recognize.
What? Mass Effect Andromeda?
No.
That's 7.
Where's GTA
Oh,
5
you
on there?
mean 6?
Yeah. Fuck that game. I'd like to see Mass Effect Andromeda higher than that because stop buying GTA 5. I hate
Well, it is-
Andromeda.
it is for the
You mentioned
year.
it in Slack, Tony, but like Rockstar can release a game whenever they want because their game will just be in the top 10 until their next game comes out. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
Did you guys
Yeah,
see
for
those
the-
the working conditions? I read that on Gaff. Tony, did you read that post?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy
Yep.
shit, the working environment for that company is horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
I don't
This is
doubt
the
it. I
cost
mean,
of AAA gaming. I keep telling you guys, AAA games are not sustainable.
It took
Yeah.
them 5 years to make GTA 5.
So, and that's going to get me to my next story real quick, is the Red Dead Redemption 2 delay till spring of 2018. So,
Who did not see that one coming? Jim?
I thought this game was coming out on time. I think every game comes out on time, always. No, it's the generation of delays. So you announce a game only to announce a delay later. It's expected, and I expect it. So if it doesn't happen, it's more of a shock than if it does. So
Well, what about like we'll get into it later, I guess, but like a game like Destiny, which didn't get a release date, but we know it got delayed.
oh yeah, but it's different though. Well, no, that I still count that as a delay. It still got delayed.
You know what definitely is going to get delayed out of this year? That Spider-Man game we haven't heard anything about.
No way that comes out this year. No way. South Park
I mean,
is
what are the
October
chances-
17th now, though.
Yeah, well, that also had multiple delays.
Multiple delays. That always gets delayed. They are like perfectionists.
I don't understand it either. It seems like the simplest thing.
Yeah, but those two guys are perfectionists. They don't stop tinkering. That's the problem with those two guys.
Yeah, they made like TV shows like week over week. Like they produced like half-hour shows
6
like
days
like
to
that.
air. It's a freaking documentary.
Yes, but that didn't start right away, though, right?
No, yeah, not until they had a program.
They got a system together. Now this is the second version of this game, and if they want to start doing it, I think they will start churning those games out a lot more if they want to continue it. But I don't
There's
know.
only so many puns you can come up with. So
Yeah. But yeah, so Red Dead Redemption is spring, and I'm fine with that. I'm actually fine with that. I don't know what I'm going to be playing this fall, but right now my mind's not in gaming. I just finished a very, very long game, and I'm ready to like take a breather and just play some racing games. So I'm
Overwatch,
good.
man.
Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah, that too, absolutely. And Destiny, I might be back on Destiny shortly. So.
Oh,
The long run of backlog of games, except for Doom. Doom's left for me, and then I'm back. I'm caught up.
Doom's a pretty quick one. That's like 20 hours.
Yeah.
That's that.
So I might do that next. But
Not even
all right,
15, maybe at most.
last week, guys, we also had a pretty big gameplay reveal for Destiny 2. Today I watched the
Hype.
Today I watched the Digital Foundry video. Today I'm not biased. I promise. I'm not biased. Today I watched the Digital Foundry video of the changes in the graphics for the game, and even they say it's more of a enhancements of the original than a complete overhaul. So, it's in line with what I think. I just feel like this is. I'm not saying it's not a huge expansion, but it just feels exactly like the first game, and that's not a bad thing now because the first game now. I'm not talking vanilla Destiny. I'm talking like where it is now. which is a very good game. Very good game. It's just they don't seem to have made any jump from that to this. That's where I'm taking it from.
Yeah, I think that
Like Tony,
that's
Tony, the game you
that's
played
been a lot of
completely
the
different.
right. It's completely different than what vanilla is now, definitely.
Yeah.
But as far as like for me, I play Destiny. Like I talk about it every week. I play it weekly, and it's hard because it's a very small slice, hopefully, of what we're gonna get in the bigger game here. And from what I saw, I'm very excited because it is more of what I've been playing, which is what I wanted. Just it looks like they have improved a lot of the mechanics. They are going to give you a lot more to do in patrol, and they're going to keep you in patrol more often because everything is in the same place, and you just no go into orbit.
That's nice. Cutting out the orbit is nice, but an update.
So wait. You don't go to orbit anymore?
Not in this.
You don't go to different planets?
You go instead of going to orbit, you just
you
say I'm going to this place, and then I go there
No, you single load is what I got this from. So it's like if you go to a new planet, you do go to an orbit, but once you're at that planet, you don't have to leave and come back.
You have to fly into orbit in a loading screen, but you don't have to go out of where you are into orbit and then choose where you want to go from there. You get to choose where you want to go directly.
You can choose where you land.
Yes, right off the bat.
Skipping the aspect of having to go to orbit and sitting there for another 5 minutes.
So they ever give you a reason to actually have a spaceship?
Something to look at while you're loading.
Destiny, it's a loading. Yeah, it's a personalization for your loading screen.
Oh, that's awesome. What about Destiny 2?
I don't know. I haven't played it yet.
Same
but they haven't
fucking thing.
Not yet. I mean, the thing is, people have been clamoring for that stuff, but we have no idea.
Like, here's the thing that I thought Destiny could have been, in that you mix, Halo gameplay with more
MMO,
of like a Battlefield thing. Well, I mean, not only MMO, but like Battlefield in terms of like, you can use your spaceships and stuff like that and other vehicles. Because, I mean, isn't that the whole point? You're fighting this intergalactic war?
I agree.
Yeah. I thought going in that it would be more like, Halo and the good Mass Effects put together in like a sort of MMO style.
Guys, we did. I would say we did get a very good Halo style game. I mean, without a doubt.
Halo experience, I have nothing to complain about, but it just felt like, to me, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend, but vanilla Destiny just felt like generic Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Destiny is pretty shitty. I mean, everybody can pretty much agree on that. And like we all kind of stopped playing Vanilla Destiny. Like I only put in, I didn't put in that much.
Only
time.
100 hours.
No, he didn't.
I was gonna say like I'm trying to think how much Vanilla Destiny did I play, but because on my PS4 I played 120 hours.
Oh, no,
I think,
I played
after
60
that's probably
hours.
Taken King.
No, I bet you I played 60 hours before that Taken King came out.
That's what I'm saying. I probably played 60 hours too, but. We can all agree there was not much to do there. And from what I'm seeing here, you're going to get a lot more to do. You're going to have characters in patrol that are NPCs that give you quests. You're going to get dungeons. Yeah, what do you... Did you want more than one raid right away?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you need to, because like you're going to be getting a lot of content.
Neither do they. They're gonna make you pay
that's
for
what I'm
that
saying
later.
is you're getting 4 new worlds three new worlds
Three
in
new
a
worlds.
new zone.
Do not call it 4 new worlds.
3 new worlds.
That was a ridiculous stat. It's not 4 new worlds.
It's 3 new worlds, 4 new zones
Yes.
that you're going to get to go to explore. You're going to have a full campaign,
And you're
a
not
bunch
going
of
to
multiplayer
have.
stuff.
By the way, my biggest gripe, like I said, is the game looks very much like Destiny 1. The layout is exactly the same in the HUD. It looks almost exactly the same. It's the exact same kind of gameplay. They did add a weapon slot, which is nice, but
They didn't add a weapon slot.
this is amazing.
They
stat.
added a class ability, but not a weapon
I
slot.
thought they added a weapon slot. So it's the same amount of weapons, same classes, same 3. Why can't they give us a new class?
I don't know. Like,
they didn't
there's
do
3
it.
gripes I have with this game.
I think that's one
I
of
would
my
have.
biggest gripes.
I think that they should have done is giving you a new class, because if they're going 4v4 PvP, it makes sense. Why not?
Yeah,
Because that's the thing now. It's all 4v4. Have a 4th class. Obviously, the 30 frames is kind of a disappointment.
And you know,
which is
if
a little sad, but
if they chose
what
dedicated servers, and not go peer to peer that they're doing, which is fucking ridiculous in this kind of a game, it's going to be a headache when it launches. It's going to be a headache. there's going to be massive issues when this game launches with connections. It's going to happen. I can tell you that.
All online games have
way.
that, even with dedicated servers.
Yes, exactly. And now they're not going to have that, so it's going to happen like crazy. But if they had,
I have to say though, like when Vanilla came out, that ran like pretty smooth. Like I didn't complain at all.
I don't remember too many problems with that actually.
I think we
all
said,
commented.
I think we commented that it's like, wow, we're surprised.
This launched pretty well.
Dedicated servers, and this was stated by Digital Foundry and who they were while they were playing it. Dedicated servers.
They interviewed a Sony guy, a Sony networking guy, and he said if they went dedicated, you probably could have offloaded that shit.
Yep.
And got 60 frames.
You would have been able to offload to that magical cloud and gotten 60 frames.
Yeah. Do they want? This
is a Sony guy. That's a Sony guy, Tony.
The Halo
Sony
style.
Well, obviously, Sony guy's gonna fucking say that.
Well, no, I'm just saying they're gonna hear from Microsoft as well. But the Microsoft cloud magic is what comes into play there. That's why I'm saying it's not the cloud magic.
I'm sorry, we're back to like 3 years ago. The power of the cloud.
I'm not. Whoa, that's why I'm bringing up Sony because of that. I'm bringing up Sony because of that. That's
what I said. It wasn't a Microsoft guy that said it. It was a Sony guy.
Yes, it was a Sony guy that said that. So dedicated servers.
But I mean, all in all, though, like I'm really happy from what I'm seeing. The campaign that they're touting is a nice progression from where we were, and it's a good way to reset things. And I'm really excited for it.
Will I be totally confused if I play Destiny 2 after only playing?
No, and that's part of the point. This is so much of a reboot. Like it feels like a remaster. This is the game we wanted to put out originally. Yeah, this is the game we wanted to put out. This is the game that should have happened in 2014.
Yes,
is basically what this is.
By the way,
that has me excited. I'm sorry, but that's
very disappointed
actually a good
in
thing
what they
for
showed
me.
for this game for the sequel. That being said, I'm not saying I'm not getting this game. I'm just saying that I'm very disappointed in what they showed. I'm not saying I'm getting the game.
And there's still more to come.
We'll see. You might still get it. I'm disappointed with everything about this game, but I still might get it.
Yeah, I still might get it. Just because everybody's going to be playing it, and it'll be fun to play with friends on that kind of a game. It's fun.
Don't let Tony guilt you. If it's fun, buy it.
But you're right.
Fine.
Tony.
If you want to buy it, don't complain about it.
I have every right to complain about it, though, if I want to.
If you're hesitant about something, don't pre-order it, but that's
I actually consider canceling
the other thing that's pretty big is this game's on PC now. I mean, that's huge.
Unlocked
and it's not just
4K.
There's your unlocked
BattleNet.
There's your unlocked FPS.
Yeah, I know.
Jim.
I know. If we have time.
Dude, some guy on Reddit actually posted on a PCPicker.com link to this is the rig you can get for under $700 that will run this at 60 frames 4K.
Under $700? No, I don't believe that. That's impossible.
Digital said 1080 Ti, and that's like $700 by itself, isn't it?
Well, that's what they said that it ran on at the event.
It's probably including stealing all of your software.
Whatever. All right, Far Cry 5. Next minute.
Hold on. So, with Destiny 2, do you get base Destiny 1, like the maps and zones and stuff, or
it's
is
all
it just
new.
You're pissing that all away?
This is all new. Everything has been changed because it's all being.
So there's nothing
in that aspect. In that aspect, it is new. Yes.
So, how many zones did you say there are in this?
It's going to be 4 zones.
That sounds pathetic.
Sounds pathetic, but they're very big.
Well, obviously, there's still
each zone is bigger than what you
sound like they're hype man for
just
Destiny 1.
Just wait 2 more months until it happens again, and you get a new version, a new expansion. That's all.
I think they only had 3 zones when they launched Destiny, right?
No, they had 4:
Moon.
Earth, Mars,
so they have
Moon,
the exact
and
same
Venus.
amount of zones. They have the exact same classes. They have the exact same HUD. They have the exact
HUD's a little different, but I mean, that's what do you want from a HUD?
The exact same amount of weapon slots.
So here's the thing.
They stole the flaming sword from the first game and put it in this one as a power.
So the problem is with this game that has been expanded and patched.
I understand.
I
kind of
much.
have a problem with what Jim's saying, but okay, Mike, go ahead.
so much for a few years now. So you're playing this game. It's still active. You still have stuff coming. You have this huge thing that's built up over this years. Now, to justify a sequel, you need something totally new, but you're going back to square one. Everything in that big world that you amassed now needs to go away. to justify this sequel. So that's why I think Jim has a little bit of a problem, because if it wasn't expansion, then you would still have the new content with everything else.
That's
you
what
could
I'm
still
saying.
use.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You could
Jim,
still
and-
use
So
the
the thing-
original content to bring in new content like quests or, skirmishes, firefights, whatever the hell you want to call them. But you're just being like, nah, we're just pissing away the first game.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cataclysm, though. Like, they are
Cataclysm.
destroying they're destroying everything. They're part of the campaign is the fact that everything's being destroyed.
Yeah, but
So you
but
can't get
even,
to those places.
Even in WoW, when they actually had the Cataclysm expansion.
No, I understand. It's
Yeah, actually-
expansion, and I understand that. This is a $60 game that doesn't have a monthly fee to it. Like, you're not paying $15 a month to play it.
No, instead you're paying like 30 every 3 months to get an expansion, or 40.
Yeah,
I just think that for a game, like, if this wasn't called Destiny 2 and it was called Destiny Red Legion, like, would you guys have that big of a problem? Like,
or
I don't
just like
understand.
Destiny 2.0.
I would like this game to be a like.
I mean, it's $60.
This
for the
game could be You know what? This
Not
could be Destiny
$15 a
expansion.
month.
You know what,
Plus
Corey? This could be Destiny without the 2. Just make an expansion. Charge $60.
Or, like I said, Destiny 2.0. Because it seems like they're just doing a relaunch.
And
Just
that's
like you
what
said,
this,
Corey.
that's what I said. That's
This
what
is
this
what we
game
want.
is. It's a
Fuck
basically
that.
a reboot for this game.
I
I
would be
mean,
so pissed if I invested as much time as you have in this.
I don't know why. Like, For me, I don't have a problem with it because
but do
I've
you
had my
feel
time with the
done?
game.
You
I've
feel
had my
done
time.
with the Destiny that you've had all the content there? You feel done with it now?
Then stop playing.
I feel like it's at a good place
What does
where I
that
can move
mean?
on to something new. It's like I
Okay.
enjoy playing it.
That's
have
That's
lives with friends,
PR
do different
talk.
things.
That's a politician talk for I'm tired of this shit.
No, if I was tired of it, I wouldn't play it. I mean, I'm not playing a game
But-
because I don't like it. I
Here's the
enjoy
thing,
what I'm doing.
I mean, it just seems contradictory. I mean, you're saying that you enjoyed your time with it, but you're looking forward to this next one, which just seems exactly like the first one, except you're going to have to start from level 1 again and do a gear grind and everything else. I don't understand it. It seems contradictory to me, that opinion.
That's a good.
Because-
That's a good like, statement right there. I mean that pretty much
I
sums
don't
up
see
what
it
this
that
is.
way, though.
But that's exactly what this is.
No, I mean, I don't see why I would have a problem with that, though.
But okay,
It's
so
like
here's the thing.
It's like saying, "Hey, I
So,
loved Halo.
forget this.
and
Forget
now I'm
Destiny
going to play
2.
Call of Duty, but now I have to
Corey,
start over
Corey,
from the
let's
beginning.
wait.
It's a
Hold up.
different game?
Hold up.
What?
Hold up.
That doesn't make
Okay,
sense.
Corey. This is what's happening instead. I'm going to make a fictional world here. We're going to go a
Oh,
hypothetical.
9 a.m. Here we
Hypothetical.
come.
Hypothetical world here. It's tomorrow. You wake
It
up.
is gonna be soon.
Yeah. You wake up, and now Bungie says, all your stats are erased. You get to start from the beginning again. By the way, here's 4 new zones you can go through.
Okay.
And then you're okay
Yeah.
with that.
What? I'm fine with that. Why wouldn't I be fine with that right now? This is a different game you're talking about.
No, it's your game.
It feels the same.
It's your
No,
game.
this is a different
It is
game.
what you're playing right now. Because that's exactly what you're getting in 2.
Jim. It's not what you. This is a
Double
sequel.
names.
Like,
He's dropping
it's a-
the double names on you.
Yeah.
Here's my problem before you respond to Jim, because maybe you're going to answer some of it and it'll apply. Okay, I'm directly comparing this to an MMO. We'll take WoW, for example.
Sure.
Okay, every time an expansion comes out, for the most part, you need, quote unquote, to upgrade, because all the content for that will just say level 1. Like vanilla was 1 to 60. You're done. There's no new
Expansion.
content, really.
Mhm.
So it's like you buy the expansion so you can unlock the,
And this
the
is
next
very much
tier
you
of
need
leveling.
Taken King. You need Taken
Right,
King.
with your character,
Yeah.
right. So when Burning Crusade came out, that was the first expansion. You could level your characters to level 70. So with that, I mean, they did 2 parts. The first part was they revamped the characters. They changed abilities and skills and talents and all that stuff. But there's also 10 additional levels worth of talents and skills and stuff like that. So you're like, oh, wow, I want to level up my character so I can unlock all this really awesome new stuff, because that sounds freaking awesome.
Wait, can I just stop? Pause.
Okay.
Pause.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're saying, Corey, that you're completely happy with them keeping the light levels, and using the same idea to level up to 30 again?
I'm okay with the system that it has right now. It's probably
In
gonna be a
2,
little
you'll be
different,
okay
but
with
yeah.
this. No, it
Sure.
won't be. What if it's the same? I think it's the same.
Yeah, if it's exactly the same, I'd be happy with that.
Oh my god. Go ahead, Tony. Replay. Continue.
But I'm just saying,
Because
when an expansion comes out,
yeah.
You could still play all that original content that you want if you're like, nope, I'm just good doing these level 1, like 60 things until I get bored of the game.
And I have the game, I could play it, sure, if I wanted to.
Right, but I'm saying now with Taken King, or not Taken King, with Destiny 2.0, I'm calling it 2.0. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Destiny 2.0, you're just starting over at level 1. None of your progression is carrying over at all, and you're in completely new worlds and new zones. I just don't jive with that. I mean, their whole idea was that this is going to be something that you carried for like a 10-year franchise, and it's just you had your Destiny 1 experience. Well, please buy Destiny 2.
No, I mean this is going to be a 10-year franchise.
See,
they're going to restart everybody. All 300.
Well, that's the thing is like what you're saying, Tony. Sorry, Jim, I'm talking over you. What you're saying is contradictory to what Jim's saying. Like, completely. Because you're saying, like, this is a completely different game, like, but you're doing the same things. And what you do in Destiny is what made Destiny great.
No,
like,
he's not.
The gunplay.
He's saying this is the same game. You're just
No, he's saying this is a totally different thing because this is not anything the game was before.
I'm not saying if it is truly different or same because I haven't played Destiny since vanilla, so I can't really comment on that, and I have no intention of buying Destiny 2, so I would never get the experience. But on paper, when you're like, hey, if I were to get this, it'd be like, hey, remember that character that you grinded to level 30? Fuck that guy, he's not coming on this trip. Start a new character. But they're going to be the same classes, so hope you don't mind.
That's it.
Well, your character technically does come over. It's just you lose everything, and there is the story campaign is what is.
So it's like Mega Man. You just lose all your powers at the beginning of the game, and you're just base Mega Man.
Basically, it's like, I gotta find my shit again.
This is a cash-in, is what I got.
The problem.
I can't believe you guys are taking it that far.
I see what.
How do you describe a sequel without saying it's a very similar to the other game, but definitely all different things to this game? It's like, how can you not see that? That's what's happening. It's like blows my mind.
No, the problem is because the game blurs genres. You have something that's sort of MMO style that has such constant content for so long that's priced pretty close to the price of a real game, and it's pretty close to the content of a full game as well for so long, and then to just sort of then act like you did a single sequel, like a single game, and then have a sequel like a normal sort of, episodic, I suppose, franchise like anything else would be, like you're saying. It's hard to like understand both things at once.
I mean, I look at it similar to like Borderlands. Borderlands 1 was fantastic. Loved it, obviously. Played a whole ton of that shit. Borderlands 2 comes out. I had to do the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
But there were new characters, there were new classes. It was
sure. The new characters, new classes, they were very similar to the other ones.
Hold on, Corey. If Borderlands 2 came out and had the exact same classes,
that's what people wanted, man. That's because you felt you liked the characters, but they changed the characters up and they modified the abilities, which are very similar. They're doing that somewhat here. They're not definitely making it exactly the same, so it's a little different, but they call them the same classes. Sure. The thing I have, I don't understand from your point of view. I love Halo. Can't wait for Halo 2. But you know what? We're not going to do anything like Halo 1. We're going to change it all up.
What's that progression of Halo 1? It's a story.
That's a different style game.
But I'm saying, that's what's happening here. Is the story is telling you what is going on. It's dictating what's happening. The story is saying this guy, the big bad of this campaign is coming and he's taking the light because he felt that you guys didn't deserve it and he should have got it. So he's taking it for himself and now you have to fight to get it back. I don't understand.
Why aren't you level 30?
I don't know, because you've lost all of your powers.
A good point.
No, but the thing is, again, when you have this much content,
why you level 30? So I'm do you have a level 30 over your head? It's a new game. Why would I start there? It's not Destiny. It's expansion. It's a new game.
But to me, I am viewing it as an MMO because
I know, but that's not what this is.
It's in between. It's somewhere in between, and that's the problem.
But it is an MMO.
It's not a full-fledged MMO. That's the problem. It's not a full-fledged MMO.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a full-fledged.
Bungie has done this.
But you're putting it in that tier, Jim. That's what you're.
But I feel it's closer to an MMO than it is to Halo campaign.
Sure, it's absolutely closer. They tried to do that with Destiny 1. It just that's not what they can do. They cannot have an MMO game.
Here's what I'm saying.
That
So
way.
you're telling me that they couldn't, all of Bungie couldn't have figured out a way to start you off at level 30 and figured out progression, maybe 5 levels or 10 levels, and made things interesting because they're not even changing the classes.
I don't know, Tony, because I haven't played it yet. Like, you could load in and be like at max level, and all of a sudden something happens where you're like you lose your power, and so like, oh, my level's gone or something.
I'm not saying lose your power. I'm saying you start the game at level 30. You have whatever talents and powers and abilities your character had at level 30 in Destiny 1 right now, the day before Destiny 2 launches. You load up the game. You can use those abilities, those classes, those weapons, and you can still progress to level, let's say, 40 or 50.
Right. But I mean, what they're trying to do, and
hold up.
Their story is dictating that that's not the way it's going to happen.
Just heard something really cool from Corey. Okay, so on my perspective of this whole situation, which I've been critical of it, and I say it doesn't look much different, story-wise, I think it would be quite amazing if I could play my character with all of my shit, my loot, everything I have, play that first chapter of this game, and make a story where I lose that on part of the story. But
that is what's happening.
That is not.
You start with all your power.
You're going to keep your character is going to be playable in the beginning of this game. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
No. Your character's skin is going to transfer to this game. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And your powers will start.
Your loot
you will have
is
everything.
Come over here.
You'll have your class, whatever class, because in the beginning of the game, what they showed is you had all your powers. Now it's a different subclass.
No.
But like you said, Jim, you're getting the same character.
I'm talking about your specific character. Like, if you were able to play the beginning of this game before you lose your shit with all of your shit, that would be better.
And from what the gameplay they showed is that you had all that stuff.
No,
you lose it.
No, you're talking about just powers and class. I'm talking about all of your loot that you've acquired in 300 and... Well, you forget, you're probably at 500 hours of this game. You have all of that still. And then, yes,
you can't because they blow it up.
No, because you still make the impossible mission.
We'll see. I don't know. We have to find out.
They won't. I bet 5 movies on this. I bet 10 movies on this.
10-1, eh? If you take 10-1 odds.
You want to take it? I'll take it. You will lose.
No, I'm not. It's fine. I'm not.
You will.
Jim. The whole thing is that they're using the story to reset the game. And like I said before, I am perfectly fine with them saying we are rebooting this game to make it what we wanted it to be in originally and close to what it is now. I think that's fine. And we're getting new places to go. So
you would let them do this on the third game too? Let's extrapolate this out. Let's push this out.
It's just you can't reconcile the difference between a serialized franchise or something that has content stream all connecting to one thing. You don't know where it ends and where it begins, so that's why a sequel really needs to do extra more than a regular sequel to justify its difference.
Absolutely. That's for the last 15-20 minutes we've been talking about this. That's exactly what I've been trying to say. That's perfect, Mike. I completely... When do I ever say that? No, I'm not saying that you never say things that make sense. I'm just saying, when do I ever completely 100% agree with what you just said?
I just want to say one quick last thing. You don't have to reply. You can reply. I won't re-reply. But to me, okay, I'm just correlating to my WoW experience. So I'm going back to my original days when I was level 60, and I did all my adventures and all my questing because I wanted to progress my character. My character was my identity in that game.
Because
I wanted to be
hundreds of hours on that.
Right, hundreds of hours. But the thing is, I had things that made me stand out. I had, like, names in front of my character, like, ranks in front of my character name. People were like, damn, this guy's really good at PvP. Or I had legendary weapons that people were like, oh, shit, that guy really earned it through, like, a guild or, something. So that even when the Burning Crusade came out and all that gear was going to be, like, outdated, I could at least use it to get to that level easier. Like, I was progressing faster than other people, and I could still have it and be like, my character went through these trials. My character has done this. My character experienced all these things that you never will as a new player. And to me, the way they're doing it, at least on paper, and again, it could change from here to now, but just my gut reaction is it feels very cheap. And if I had invested hundreds of hours into a Destiny character and been told none of that is carrying over, I would have been pissed.
Even if, like, let's not say you can take all of your loot. If they gave you something for putting 500 hours into their first game, like if they gave you something like Tony just said, like a leveling item, that helps you level faster. That's something, you know what I mean? Like something for you, the player, from the first game. That's a loyalty thing. That's like a thank you.
I wouldn't want a level thing. The whole point of the game to enjoy the game is to progress through the story. Like you wouldn't want to over level yourself there.
No.
For
Ultimately,
me.
wait a minute. Yes,
it could have been optional.
Yes, absolutely.
The only thing though,
At
I have to
some
respond
point,
to Tony real quick. Has WoW 2 come out?
I mean, yes and no. You could really look at a lot.
I'm
of
just saying, like
points
this is a completely different game type, which is the problem. And
but that's the
I
point.
think people are
Corey,
putting them in like trying to put them in the
coming
same
out.
tier.
We're saying Destiny 2 isn't coming out. We're getting 2.0, which is just Destiny
Tony's saying
revamped.
that his whole problem is that it's resetting everything.
Well,
There's no progression.
But you're not getting any from it, is what I'm saying. You're not getting enough from it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I would
I
argue
know,
that...
and I understand. I recognize your arguments, and I'm perfectly fine with you not playing the game. Like it's like I have no problem. Like if you don't want to play it, I'm gonna enjoy the game, and I'm looking forward to what I'm gonna get to play, and I'm super excited because it is what I wanted for me. Like again, this is not speaking for anyone else. Like
No,
for what
I
I want from this game, what I'm seeing, I'm very excited. Like I think that it's gonna be super exciting, and sure. Did we play a beta for 3 years? Absolutely. I totally think that we played a beta. This is the game that they wanted to put out originally. And why is that like so hard to grasp? Like as far as is this game completely different? Sure. And like I don't care. That's it. I guess that's all I have to say. Is like I don't care.
Yeah, I mean I understand you don't care, but to me that's very off-putting, and I think for most people it will be off-putting. And this basically ensures I will never play Destiny 2 because I don't want to get fucked in the ass like I would for Destiny 3 then.
It all depends on how you perceive what genre this game is. Like, are you okay with it having just a numbered sequel after all the extra content that you spent your time and money on coming almost close to the same amount of content? Apparently. We don't really know for sure. But it's just how you define it. What this game is, what you expect from it.
Because, I remember before Destiny 1 launched, they're like, yeah, this is going to be a 10-year franchise, this and the other thing. I mean, I probably started WoW over 10 years ago. I could resubscribe my account right now, and my characters would be right exactly where I left them with what I had. And I would still have stuff that new players could never get. And show like, oh man, this guy played fucking back in the day. He was awesome back then. Probably shit right now, but...
My full Nemesis set.
Yep.
With my Warlock.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like again, like thing that I think is just a different platform, and that's the problem.
It is, but the thing is, I'm just saying we can do better.
You can do better. Yeah.
I mean, and that's great. And you should definitely speak with your wallet there.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's not going to matter, Tony, because there's a lot of people excited for it. And I think there was like
I think there's a lot of people
almost 800,000 people watching the Bungie stream.
Yeah. No. I have no
number one thing on Twitch, and I fully support your decision, Tony. I just for me, and again speaking for myself, I know I'm more of the outlier here. Just I am super excited for this game and what they're showing.
I think it'll be interesting to see the next video they show, what kind of hits they get, because I was part of that 800,000 people, Corey, and now I'm not as excited for this game.
So here's my final thing I will say. I think it's awesome that you're getting what you want out of it, but the thing is, when they outlined, because I love Bungie. I do love them as a company. And that's the only reason I even bought Destiny 1 was because of my
their
love
pedigree.
Yeah, right, their pedigree.
Yeah.
But I think they're capable of much more than this. And even if they can't give us that experience, I really want somebody to give us like an MMO FPS experience.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I was all aboard the Division train. Like, I wanted that to be the next thing.
Yep.
Couldn't do it.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. All right, let's get into what we've been up to. Forget the rest of this crap. Tony, what have you been up to?
It'll be quick for me because I have not been up to anything. I watched shows last week.
You burnt out after Persona.
I'm taking a break because I didn't want to rush right into Horizon, which will be my next game. I wanted to give myself a nice little palate cleanser, and I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and My Hero Academia will do that for me.
Cool. All right, Mike.
Injustice 2.
Oh, nice. That's right. I forgot that came out.
Yeah. It's pretty much what I wanted.
Is it a true sequel though,
Or
or
is it just a
Oh.
remaster of the first game?
is it
It's-
Injustice
there's-
2.0?
Is this the
There's
game they
a-
wanted to make the first time, Mike, or is this?
Actually, there's a lot more going on in it. The gear system is pretty crazy, and it's almost convoluted. I'm still wrapping my head around all of the like the economy of it. There's 3 different types. It's pretty hard to explain, but the gear matters in the multiverse, which is like a single player thing that's constantly generating objectives and like ladders for you to do. And you'll face certain characters of a certain level. There'll be minimal requirements. You level up each character individually, and as you do, they get new gear. The gear matches the character's level. There's a lot going on with this. And there's just so much more content in this than what you get from a fighting game. I really think other fighters will need to redefine what they do after this.
Didn't they give
NetherRealm's
you a
been
lot?
great with that.
Yeah, that's NetherRealm has been really good with the
Yeah.
vault, right? The crypt.
Yeah. And actually, Mike, I think this is a good point for me to talk about this because even though I don't really care for NetherRealms, isn't like for me anymore.
the style of game.
Right. But not too long ago, I actually read this interesting post that somebody made on NeoGAF, and they talked about single-player experience. I know we talked about this on the podcast before, but this guy actually went through, I don't know, probably a dozen fighting games, and there are trophies associated with different things in fighting games. Obviously, like, beat the game, like on normal, or, arcade mode, whatever you want to call it, story mode. But a lot of the games had trophies where it's like win, like X amount of matches in online mode, or even just play online. There are a couple trophies or achievements where just like that. And there was a pretty significant difference between people that like play through like arcade mode or something like that, and people who never even stepped into the online mode. Now, obviously, there's some wiggle room there because if you have like a shared, like if you have a family Xbox or something, and only one user has like Xbox Live or whatever, or PlayStation Plus, you're not going to be able to do it on your own account. But it was still staggering enough. I was like, that's really interesting. So I am coming around to where you are in that single player games do need to step up their fighting games need to step up their single player experiences. And I think Street Fighter V, a lot of its failure can be attributed to the fact that aside from the competitive online matchmaking, it had nothing to offer the more casual side, which really helps at least get those big numbers and stuff like that.
As a
Smash Brothers does.
As a Street Fighter fan, I bought the game and I played it a couple times. Yeah. I mean, like, there's just nothing there. Not that it just wasn't enough content, and the single player part of it for me, I enjoy as a nice warm up to the game. Like, it really gets you more warm, and it doesn't translate to online necessarily in fighting, but it gets you familiar with different characters, the fighting system, because they all change slightly every game. So it's like you want that single player experience to kind of get.
Was it MK9 that really started this, where like the story was a big factor in that?
That's the 3D one. Was it
It may be.
The Xbox one.
Yeah.
You can even go back to like Deception. They had
Oh yeah.
actually of like RPG, a full-fledged RPG within that game.
Yeah, true. I remember, like, I think MK9 was the one I'm thinking of. It's just like the way that they implemented story into fighting,
I think it was
fighting
nice 'cause
one-on-one fighting game.
It had Scorpion and Sub-Zero on the cover, because I remember,
that's-
I think
that's
Geoff
the
had it.
360 one, right? I think
Yeah.
the first one. Yeah.
It was the one right before Injustice, I think, the original.
Yeah.
So.
But there's just a lot going on. You customize each character, like either visually or with their buffs. Obviously, there's ranked mode where everyone is automatically the top level, so that doesn't matter. It's just aesthetics, but you still can go in with your aesthetics, which is fun to show off. And the story is good. It's not quite as like crazy good as the story, just story-wise, was for the first Injustice. It's just kind of like, all right, this can happen after that. It makes sense. But there's a couple times where you choose a fighter, so you have to go. So there's 2 options to choose which one you want to be in the story. So you have slightly different things that happen. You can go back and replay that to see the other side until the very end, where you actually have like a set of 3 fights each that branch off depending on which side you choose at the end. So there's a lot going on in this game, and I do think like it puts other fighting game franchises on notice. Like, I think this game is going to probably be a pretty big financial success, and like everyone else is probably going to take a look and be like,
Well,
might need to do some of this stuff.
Like timing, the timing of it works great because there's a lot of games that just came out that were very story narrative driven and very time consuming. So like this is a nice palate cleanser, like Tony said. Like it's a good change of pace for a game right now. That like that. I think that helped Mario Kart actually. Like I think that is a good palate cleanser. Is a perfect example of what that is. It's perfect. It's just good timing for it. So I think you're right, Mike. I think it's going to do very well, and I think it's going to be magnified from these Game of the Year candidates that have come out recently. This game gets magnified from it because of the amount of time involved in those games. Yeah,
it's getting a lot of good publicity, both from
critically
and commercially and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Like I think did they give away Injustice 1 on
PS Plus,
PlayStation Plus?
They did at one point.
Yeah, I think I have it, so I might actually install that and just play through the story mode.
That's why I played the story, and I like the story quite a bit.
Because I remember reading a couple of the comics, and the comics were cool.
Yeah.
So
the comics are really good, and I would read most of the Injustice 1 comics and play the game before this story. Injustice 2, because they flat out spoil a lot of stuff in this from that stuff. Even in like banter mid-match, they'll like say things, so you gotta be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing with the voice acting, though, another thing you like about it is, I don't know if you guys recall this from Injustice, it's most of the Justice League Unlimited and Justice League cast reprising their roles in this. You got Conroy as Batman. You actually have Alan Tudyk as Green Arrow, which is a take on him, which he's done.
I love Alan Tudyk. He's my boy.
Yeah.
I'm a Leaf.
You got the guy being Aquaman, the same guy, I don't remember his name, same guy beats Aquaman and Jon Stewart's version of Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
You got
that's
it's
great.
just
and
you got a lot
cool
of
they did
same Wonder
the
Woman,
first
same
one,
Superman.
Too.
Yep. Yeah.
They brought in like CW people and had their skins match their voice, which is
yeah.
I don't know where they are yet in this game, but I think they said that they would do that for because they have a lot of those characters in here.
I told my coworker Vin, Red Hood's coming into the game. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to buy this." That's his favorite character.
That's the other thing. This thing
it's somebody's favorite character.
Yeah,
it does have a lot of DLC, but its base is 28 characters, which is pretty good. But it's gonna make so much money off this DLC too.
Yeah,
it's set. I think it's set up for a pretty good run here. So I'm excited. There's still a lot
for them. No PC version this time, huh?
No.
Not yet. Well, I mean, WB doesn't have the greatest. They don't have the greatest track record with PC games.
No, they don't.
But, yeah, I mean, just to make a quick aside, I've always been more of a Marvel person, really. I mean, Batman was the only DC character I really liked before Justice League Unlimited came out, or Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. But I really do hope Marvel or Capcom takes a cue from that and really does a decent story mode for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because I think that's
Infinite.
a really cool crossover to
Infinite.
do. Exactly.
They apparently are retooling that single player, so they're really working on that apparently. So we'll see what we get. But, all right, Corey.
Well, obviously Destiny, as we mentioned, but other than that, I did get to check out that Marvel Omega thing.
Oh, nice.
On console.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I mean, it feels very much.
I have to look at that still.
Just a beat 'em up thing. I only got to play a little bit of it, so I didn't get to delve into the mechanics of the free to play aspect of it and the different powers and what all that stuff is yet. But it's very, very simple. It just reminds me of a Lego game, really, where it's just mash buttons and do special moves and stuff. But the beta gives you the ability to play a bunch of characters. So,
really? Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I want to try this
almost
out.
Everybody's unlocked.
Open beta is actually starting soon, right? This weekend? Today? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's open beta. Yeah, and it's pretty neat. I think it could fill that Ultimate Alliance fix for you, Mike, but it depends on how the co-op is for me. I think that's where this game would shine, probably, is co-op. Other than that, I did get to play a couple rounds of Overwatch and promptly lost all my comp games.
Why? Why did you do competitive games?
Because, I was like, I don't...
said in Slack today, we should do competitive together.
I know, man. And I'm all for it because I definitely need to play with people that know what they're doing. So
I joined in, but I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
I know it's pretty crazy.
I'm gonna be very rusty.
The comps now with Orisa and stuff changes the game. It's quite different than what I was used to. I only played a couple, so we'll get to it, Tony. Don't fret. We'll play. I won't be. I mean, I got a couple in there, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna pull a mic and just go right into comp. My first game.
It doesn't count.
Guy left on our team right away. I mean,
you gotta do the foreplay, man. You gotta do the foreplay. I'm just saying.
I know.
It's warming up the oven. You gotta warm up the oven.
Yep. Okay. But it's funny though, because I was just thinking the whole time, like I'm doing a mic here, and then promptly people left. I'm like, great. It's just like Mike saying.
That's what happens, man.
All right. I finished up Persona 5, 82 hours. 82 hours.
You were very angry about something with that game.
Yes. I had planned on finishing. Okay, so I said 82 hours. It's probably more like 90 with deaths because I lost 2 hours of work in that game at the end of the game. And I can't even talk. There is something that was far more frustrating after I complained that we talked about in the Persona channel that made me so much more pissed about what happened. And then the second time I did it, I was only pissed at myself because I was trying to just kind of, I didn't respect the game. Like, the second you don't do that, it fucks you. So, yeah. But yeah, that first time when I said "fuck you, Persona" in our Slack chat, it was like controller throwing pissed because it had been,
I mean, you make progress.
Hours. Yeah,
and then you like, fuck, I have to do it again. And like the second run through, it's always like, I'm just gonna blow through this. I know what I'm doing, and you make one mistake, and you're fucked, and you have to do it all over again for a third time.
The third time was the charm, and I even said to Tony, I'm like, I'm not fucking playing this game till Monday. Fuck this game. And then I'm like, I'm back. Saturday, right after that, like I took like 20 minutes off, and I'm like, I can get this done. I can do this. And like knowing the story at that point, I was fast forwarding through it at least, and I got to the point I needed to get to. But man, it was like 2 hours of just 2 hours of work to get through puzzles and stuff, and to die and have to go back 2 hours. And I'm very good in this game about saving, and I didn't have an option, and I'm just like, ugh. So just be careful, Corey. Just heads up, be careful.
I
respect the game.
I
That's
know.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, this isn't Corey's first rodeo.
No, it is mine, and I didn't. The second time through, I was like, blitz. I'm gonna fucking kill all these things, and then the next time, and the exact same thing happened. The exact same way I died the first time, died the second time the same way. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing with this? And I was trying to get cute with it, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I had an easy way to do it, and I'm like, nope. I'm going to play weaknesses, and I'm going to play all this stuff, and I'm like, no, fuck this. The third time, I'm like, I'm just going to steamroll shit with my strong guys. So, don't get cute, respect the game, and it may not take you 82 hours.
So, how was the story wrapped up for you as far as, obviously, no spoilers, but...
I liked it. I got the same feeling from Tony got, from, like, you're missing the group. You miss the group. Like, the goodbye, like, for me, like, of that game... Like, for me, going through 82 hours of a game and then suddenly not
90.
playing it anymore. Probably 90. After playing, like, 90 hours with the same people, like, companions, you're like, yeah, you're going to miss them. And I made a statement to Tony as well in Slack that I thought was pretty funny, and then I took it back immediately. But, there's a couple things.
I know you had a problem with the story mechanic originally. How'd that play out for you?
I still stand by that.
It worked?
No, I stand by that. I don't think that worked for me, but I could see it working for people if you like it, but it still doesn't work for me. It doesn't.
I don't think they needed to do it.
No, I just don't think it needed to be there. So I'm not saying it was terrible, but
like if anything, I'll really try to be vague about it.
Yeah,
but because of what happens in that intro sequence, like whatever, it made me obviously suspicious of certain things and events and characters and stuff like that. Whereas if they hadn't done that, I probably would not have and just been like, oh,
and not seen something coming,
and not seen stuff coming.
Yeah,
so
it does telegraph things. So I just, That was
it's
another
just
thing.
it's just I kind of view it whereas like somebody's like like M. Night Shyamalan movies where like, you're going in expecting a twist, so the whole time you're like, oh, I bet that's like really somebody else, or that person's not alive, or blah 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 blah. You're kind of expecting it.
Yeah, when you're looking
not to
for
get
a
into it,
twist,
like that's why I hate knowing anything. I just want to go like, if you like it or you don't like it, cool, and then let me form my own opinion. Because otherwise, I'm gonna be like, all right, where's the twist?
There's still,
the
there's
twist?
still good storylines. There are still differences in the storyline that were fun, like that were good, to be as vague as possible. But like there are still very much enjoyable stuff. And there are fun surprises. There's there's good stuff in the story still.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back to it again.
of it.
Another game that I need to get back to. Just
It's 80
it's hard
hours.
to because
Tony,
you
you
play
ended
for an
79?
hour and you make like 20 minutes of progress sometimes, and it's like, it's hard.
20 minutes is nothing.
Did you end at 79 hours?
No, I know,
Tony?
dude.
Yeah. So
79.
82 for me, and yeah.
Oh, Tony, how would you rate this compared to the other Personas you've played?
I mean, from gameplay
Above 4?
perspective and quality of life, okay. If I'm just talking about mechanically, it's the best. It's the top in class. If I'm talking about graphics, obviously, it's the best.
The best. Sure.
In terms of
Overall
the
experience, though, like overall experience. Let's just wrap it up into overall experience.
It's in my opinion, I liked it completely better than Persona 4 in every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Persona 3 can get the edge in just terms of story because it was new for me, like the Persona genre.
Game.
Plus, it was a bit darker. Like, don't get me wrong, Persona 5 is pretty dark, but Persona 3, like I said in our top 5 RPGs, is just fuck you. I mean, you summon your characters by, I don't want to get too topical, but like shooting yourself with a fake gun to evoke, trauma and fear to, summon your monster thing. So it's like, oh, and then constantly it's like, hey, the world's ending every time there's a full moon, so we gotta figure out a way to stop that from happening, So in that terms, I think Persona 3 still edges out, but
this was a great game.
As far as like from what I've played, just like the brief amounts, I think I'm at 12 to 13 hours right now. But I mean, Persona 3 is probably the worst mechanically, obviously.
Oh yeah, I could not
it's hard
tell
to go
somebody
back to it.
right now. I could not tell somebody to play Persona 3. I did 10 years ago. I was telling everybody to play Persona 3. Now I would be like,
all I know is from what I heard of 3 when you told me, I'm like, fuck that, I would never play that shit. Considering what angered me in this game, like please in Persona 6 or whenever the fuck that game's come out, when your character dies in combat and your other guys are all up, let them res you, please. Come on.
Yeah.
Nope.
But as far as what I've played in 4, they're very similar. I think they're more similar, obviously, than 3 is to 4, or 5 is to 3. But I like some of the characters in 4 a little better so far, but I haven't seen all the characters in 5, so we'll see.
This story was like I compare it to like, it was very anime style, obviously. It was an anime, but it was ups and downs for me. So it was good. It's a good story. I would probably give the game an 8.5 out of 10.
Stuck through. I mean, can't say that about Mass Effect.
Nope. Done. All right. I think it's going to wrap up. We'll end on that note. 345 for the Gamecast. Thank you for tuning in and viewing as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Write us podcast at allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter. Next week, we will be discussing, I hope, if we have time, differences in frame rates, consoles, PCs. We had a big discussion in Slack about that this week, and I'd like to put them on the table next week for us to discuss again. So look for that next week. Coming up, we're going to have a spoiler cast this week as well, so look for more bonus content from us. And thanks for listening.